extremely important topic, which is pollution. We will start with air pollution. But before that, you tell me, what are the different sources of pollution? And I'm not talking about air pollution, I'm talking about all types of pollution. What are the different sources of pollution? Very quickly, very easy. We are doing it since childhood. Greenhouse gases, all right. From where do I get greenhouse gases? I have industry. Is industry a source of greenhouse gas? Our industry is source of greenhouse gas, right? What else are sources of greenhouse gases? What else are sources of greenhouse gases? Vehicles? Vehicles will be source of greenhouse gases. Do you know that agriculture is one of the biggest reasons for greenhouse gases? Okay, Deepti Shikha is saying industrial discharge, which is for water pollution. Very good. In agriculture, not just the burning, but the rice cultivation, also called as paddy, is one of the biggest sources of methane. Methane, which is a greenhouse gas more potent than carbon dioxide. Methane is more dangerous than carbon dioxide. It has more energy trapping capacity, and it also stays in the atmosphere for a longer time. Carbon emissions is a very comprehensive term. All the agricultural, vehicular, industrial, household, all of these emissions. Even your AC is responsible for greenhouse gas. True or not? Oil spill, again, very good. Oil spill for water pollution. Oil spill for water pollution. What else? Can I say again, agriculture is also responsible. Agriculture is also responsible for water pollution. How? Let us go back to class 6th, 7th. We studied a topic called as eutrophication. Did we study something called as eutrophication? Fertilizers get washed away and they enter the lake, and in the lake the algal bloom happens, and because of that the entire system, very good, other chemicals, fertilizers, all of these, they get washed away into the water. Have you seen those pictures in which Yamuna is having this white foam? Right? That is the classy example of you know why that white foam? When you wash your clothes, Chhat Puja is where you see. So you've seen it live. I'm sorry, beta, that you have to go through that. It is very dangerous for your skin, with all due respect to the religious beliefs, but try not to dip in that water. It is very bad for your skin. Even in Bangalore, very good. Can you name the lake where this is happening in Bangalore? That lake was asked in your UPSC paper. Obviously, it has been asked, so it won't be repeated, but that lake was asked. So what is happening when you wash clothes? Do you put surf in it? Right? Does it create that foam? It has a layer on top of water. That is exactly what is happening in Yamuna. The difference is, in your bucket there is only surf. Those pollutants are surfactants. Surf is nothing but the short form of surfactants. Surfactants are a type of pollutant only, but at a higher level. What you're using in your clothes is not, or in your house is not pollutant, but these surfactants along with chemical discharge together create this foam. Now, since there is surfactant in it, it makes it lighter than water, and hence it keeps on floating. Now, tell me, will it not hamper the photic zone? We know photic and aphotic zone, right? Will the sunlight be able to penetrate in this water? No. Will there be a good ecosystem? Will there be a flourishing ecosystem? Will the fishes die? Will there be increased toxicity? So it is a vicious chain. So it is not just you have put pollutant in the water, you basically destroy the entire ecosystem. Right now, the entire world is suffering from global warming. We come across these statements that Mumbai will be submerged, Chennai will be submerged, New York will be submerged, Maldives will be washed away, Mauritius will be washed away. All these small island countries, Fiji, Tonga, all of these island countries will be washed away with the rise in the sea level. right? And for that, one of the major pollutant is air pollution. Water pollution is more hazardous when it comes to the biodiversity, but when it comes to global warming, the major pollutant is my air pollution. So these are one of the major sources of air pollution. Major sources of air pollution which involves fossil fuel emission. What do I understand by fossil fuel? What do I understand by fossil fuel? What are fossil fuels? Is your petrol a fossil fuel? Diesel a fossil fuel? Right? Your natural gas, compressed natural gas, is a fossil fuel. LPG is a fossil fuel. Yes or no? Anything which has been extracted from earth in the form of fossils, and then do we remember in class 9th we had the distillation of petroleum, and in different stages we got different products. We got kerosene, and then we got petrol, and then we got diesel. थोड़ी refresh हो रही है memory? What is the fuel used in aeroplanes? It is kerosene. It is kerosene. Very good quality, but it is kerosene which is used in the aeroplane. So my fossil fuels are one of the biggest reason for air pollution, right? They decrease the overall air quality. Petroleum, coal, and any other combustible which comes from the furnace of the factory, power plant, and other devices that burn fuel, they all add to the air pollution. So when I talk about the fossil fuels, I mean all the petroleum products, which includes kerosene, natural gas, LPG, petrol or gasoline, diesel, methane, plus coal. All of these together are called as fossil fuels, and they are responsible for majority of the greenhouse gases. Now, all of you, do we understand the greenhouse effect? Let us revise it so that it is again fresh in our memory. I need 2-3 things. Okay, first of all, tell me, is greenhouse effect a bad thing or a good thing? If there was no greenhouse effect, the temperature of your earth would have been minus 19 degrees Celsius. It is because of the greenhouse cover. It is because of the greenhouse cover that you retain heat, and the overall atmosphere is feasible for human and other species survival. So greenhouse effect is extremely important for the survival of humans and other species. But then Deepti has said that it is bad, which she is not wrong, because whenever we talk about climate change and global warming, the first thing you people and I and all of us here is that the greenhouse effect is responsible for the global warming, right? So why it is a concern? Because everything has to be in the optimum proportion. Everything has to be in the optimum proportion. So I have solar irradiation or insolation, right? In desert, it gets heated up very fast and loses the heat also very fast. Why? Because it is purely terrestrial. So the continents or the land, they get heated very fast and they become cool very fast. We know this, right? We know this. Chali. So I get sunlight or I get insolation. Now the solar radiation, some of this is reflected back. I'm sure when you read albedo, there were clouds and poles which were reflecting the overall radiation back, right? We remember that clouds are also responsible for sending some radiation back or reflecting some radiation back. About half of the solar radiation is absorbed by the earth's surface, and this absorption starts heating the earth's surface. Eventually it is emitted back into the atmosphere. Now, did they tell you that the incoming waves are of higher wavelength? Even if we don't remember wavelength, just remember that when they are reflected back, some of them are trapped by these gases called as the greenhouse gases, which have the ability to absorb the heat. And because of this absorption, they create an atmosphere around the earth, and your earth does not freeze. Otherwise, every day, it will be extreme hot in the mornings or in the daytime, and it will be freezing cold by the night. But because of the greenhouse effect, this maintain optimum temperature is maintained. Now, what is happening is that these greenhouse gases are increasing in number. These greenhouse gases are increasing in number, and they are now absorbing more heat. So because of this more absorption of heat, I am having higher temperature than required in the Earth's interior. Make sense? This is why the greenhouse effect is leading to global warming.